Swat, one of the most beautiful valleys in Pakistan. Geographically, Swat sits on the crossroads of the ancient caravan trade routes. A naturally endowed site and historically enriched with a multicultural heritage comprising archaeological sites dating back to the prehistoric period, Alexander's conquest, Gandhara, Kushan, Hindu and Muslim period. Today, this pluralistic culture is visible in the ordinary lives which incorporate these age-old traditions in craft, music, food and rituals. This area has been impacted by natural disasters, earthquakes, floods and man-made conflicts and war. Icomos, ICORP, On the Road is an initiative to document post-disaster response of the local community to recover cultural heritage. Icomos Pakistan, in collaboration with Institute of Architects Pakistan, Peshawar chapter, did the investigation and research of the damage to the cultural heritage, specifically Gandhara heritage, during 2007 to 2008 occupation of the area by the Taliban. A 6-member ICORP team from Turkey documented the heroic efforts of the local and their amazing stories through interviews conducted of teachers, headmasters, local historians, architects and journalists. It all began when the Jahanabad Buddha rock carving, the second most revered site for Buddhists after Baiman, Afghanistan, was dynamited by the Taliban in 2007. This was a wake-up call to the local community about the terrorist threat to heritage. Parvez Shaheen, a historian who lives in a small house where he can see the Jahanabad Buddha across the valley. He narrates the tragedy of the day in which he hears the sound of the blast and cries out to his wife that Lord Buddha has been blasted. Despite the dangers amidst the firing of the Taliban, he collects the fragments and saves them till the time when the Jahanabad Buddha is restored between 2012 and 2016. The next target was the Swat Museum. A blast outside the museum came as a warning that the intention of the Taliban was to destroy the museum, which housed some of the most valuable artifacts of the Gandhara period. Knowing that the museum building could not be secured from the intentions of the Taliban, the only option available was to secure the artifacts by moving them out of the museum into a more secure location. In the dead of the night, containers were secretly packed with artifacts and were transported to Taxila Museum in Punjab, 200 kilometers away. This heroic action by the employees of the Department of Archaeology saved the over 2,000 precious artifacts. The Swat Museum was given a new lease of life in 2012 when the museum building was rehabilitated and reconstructed with assistance from the Italian government, who designed a new master plan and new artifact displays. Today, this museum is comparable to any museum of the world. Usman ul-Isyar, a patron of art and culture, lives just across the archaeological site of Sedu Sharif Stupa. He spent years protecting the site from vandalism by locals and tourists, and teaching local children how to safeguard and protect the archaeological ruins. He was also the target of the Taliban. One day he realizes that for the past couple of days, as per routine, the children who were daily visitors have not been coming to the site. Upon investigation of the site with his son, he sees that the Sedu Sharif Stupa is littered with explosives and IEDs, with the intent to blow up the site. With aid from the various bomb disposal squads, using mobile phone lights and car headlights in the thick of the night, they managed to defuse the IEDs and mines and save the stupa from being destroyed. The Taliban began a violent campaign against education for girls and imposed an edict in January 2009 to close all girls' schools. Over 900 girls' schools were forced to close, 400 schools destroyed, and over 120,000 girls stopped attending school. About 8,000 female teachers were driven out of work. Today, school teachers are taking girl students for site visits outside the walls of the schools to Gandhara sites, inculcating a sense of history and significance of our history. The sites of Swat today are a standing evidence of their actions. In their courageous protection of these sites, the people of Swat promoted love, peace, and religious harmony, while preserving the tangible and intangible cultural heritage of the region for the future generations. ICORP on the Road documentary episode 4, Swat, Pakistan, will be released in the end of 2019.